How do I thank my therapist? Great question. Let's talk about it. Hey, I'm Dr. McCleary, and I make mental health videos for veterans. And yes, this is a Reading Rainbows t-shirt. Not sorry about that. Thanking your therapist can sometimes turn into a very awkward conversation. So what I'm going to do in this video is demystify the process of thanking your therapist and give you a couple tips along the way. I'm also going to share how I personally address the situation when it comes up. First things first, you never have to thank your therapist. That was quick, huh? Moving on. One way that a lot of different cultures thank people is giving them a gift. And this can be a little bit tricky when we're talking about this particular relationship, because therapists, psychologists such as myself, operate under a pretty strict ethical guideline. We also work at different facilities that all have their own rules, whether you work for the government, whether you work at a hospital, whether you have a private practice, wherever. Everybody has their own rules and guidelines, and they always have some type of rule when it comes to accepting a gift. If you're enjoying or appreciating this content, don't forget to hit that like button. Well, why do these different entities have gift-giving guidelines? Well, it's pretty simple. You don't want to fall into a relationship in which the person feels like they need to give you something in order to fulfill your duties. You don't want to fall into that. You don't want to fall into those roles. So that's one reason. Another reason is you may already be paying for services. You don't have to pay anybody anything else. So that's something. The last reason, and arguably the most important, is you don't want the patient or the client to feel like they owe you something. You don't owe me anything. But if you do want to thank your therapist and you do want to give them the gift, I encourage you to actually talk to them about it beforehand, because their hands may be tied in a way that you don't know about. They can only accept a gift that's $5, $25. So if you come in with a $26 gift card, they might have to hand it right back to you. Something to think about before you waste your money. If you are ending therapy on a positive note, or having a positive, healthy termination, as we like to call it, you may want to thank your therapist. You may want to thank your treatment team. And that is completely normal and appropriate. It's still your choice. But there are multiple ways to do it. One way is the old-fashioned way. Shake somebody's hand, look them in the eye, say thank you. That may be a little bit much for some people. Some people decide to write a note or give their therapist a card. I personally have a file cabinet that I keep the cards and notes that people have given me over the years. They mean something to me. Over the years, the main people that I have worked with are active duty military, veterans, and first responders. And I want to talk specifically to this population on, if you want to thank your mental health provider, this is what I personally prefer. If someone wants to thank me, as a fellow veteran, what I ask them to do is replace themselves. Because guess what? We all know somebody else. Whether you're a first responder, whether you're a veteran, whether you're active duty right now, still serving, thank you for your service. We all know somebody that needs to be sitting in that seat. So if you want to thank me, if you want to thank any mental health professional, replace yourself. Go get that buddy of yours that you know needs to be sitting in that seat and help him get there. Something to think about. If this video was helpful for you and you want to thank me for it, go ahead and hit that like button or subscribe to my channel if you want to learn more about PTSD and mental health. But more important than that, and something that I just mentioned, if this video was helpful for you, or if any of my videos are helpful for you, I ask that you share it with another veteran. Because at the end of the day, that's really what all this is about. One veteran trying to help another.